think if you're LaRoche, I think you go for the win here because you can't risk giving the ball back to the Golden Eagles.
Now, when Clarion's hot, they're hot. We've seen a few times tonight where it's been the case.
Tavron gets that inbound and gives it immediately to Lionel Perkins. 20 seconds remaining. Ball moving around for LaRoche. Three-ball attempt is up. It's good! Lionel Perkins. Now Lenny Patterson gives the ball to Baker. Baker at the buzzer. It's no good!
First down from the 3-yard line. Barksdale is in the gun with two running backs beside him. He's going to hand that ball off on the first play. And the Golden Eagles do a great job of getting pursued on the play. Number 14, Adam Bostic, the junior defensive lineman, was the man who made the play. And Satterfield barely made it out of the end zone. A loss of 2. Second down and 12 from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, as you see on the replay, McNamara came up. Bostic, a great job not letting Satterfield get to the edge. Bostic's really had a good game. When talking to Coach Frost a couple weeks ago, he's been really impressed.
So 4-2. Great play up front by both front lines. Nice block was made by Abby Cox of the Golden Eagles as well. And a nice play by Laura Subject with a dig. Emily Stewart sends it back over. Enbro trying to set up towards the close corner. It's blocked by Rebecca Webb, and it falls near the back line. 5-2, the Golden Eagles lead.
The women's swimming and diving team finished second at the PSACs. A little bit short of my expectations at first, but hey, what are you going to do? But what is the story here, Matt? Clarion finished second. Westchester finished first and won 800 to 442.5. What's the story here?
I think it's Westchester winning by that margin because they did that in both the women's and the men's. And I'm not sure. I haven't watched swimming that often, but I'm not sure if teams are supposed to win that much. So I guess that Westchester's pretty good.
That means they're winning a lot of events, for lack of a better term.
I would have to say.
It means they're winning a lot of events. But, let's not overlook, Kayla Shaw, Morgan Orlander finished second in their individual events. They swam very well. Clarion's team swam very, very well.
They did.
But you can't lose by that much. I mean, you're a team that's good. And I know Westchester has terrific swimmers on that club, both men's and women's. And we'll talk about the men here in a second. But a little under 400 points they lost by.
I know.
The story is the dominance that Westchester displayed.
Exactly.
.gov.
Hello, welcome back to Sports Night. Matt, it's time to play What's the Word? I know that we usually play buy or sell here, but hey, we're going to change some things up. I have a special Block 3 planned. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
I know you're excited. You're smiling, which is cool. You have that weird, creepy Catrilla smile going on right now, and it's freaking me out. So why don't we play What's the Word?
Let's do it.
All right. Drew Pinareno of the baseball team has been blank on the baseball team this year.
He's been lonely, Ian, and that's because he is the only player in the lineup that's over 300. He has a .318 batting average with 6 RBIs, and you have other guys that are doing well, like Hassett and Nick Mascari, but their averages are below 300. So
like 247 is the next highest.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't get much better from there. So he's lonely, Ian.
That's a good one. That one's pretty good. I like that one. I'm going to say he's been the silver lining for this baseball team. As you said, batting .318, 6 RBIs. I know the 6 RBI number is not really that great, but when you're the only guy getting on base and no one else is, how are you supposed to get RBIs?
Exactly. You can't score runs in baseball if you don't have guys on base.
Yeah, you can't score runs. Again, most of these guys are not getting walked. So what are you going to do?
Exactly.
He's doing everything that he possibly can, batting .318. That's as good as I think the Clarion coaching staff can say.
Exactly.
.318. I think they'll take that every time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, moving on now. What's the word? Baseball ERA of 11.3, 10-1 loss, 7-4 loss, 11 hits given up in Game 2, 12 hits in Game 1.
Yeah.
Just too much. Pitching wasn't good enough. That's really
Actually, I want to correct myself. It was Zola in Game 2 that gave up 6, and it was Julie Sokol in Game 1
that I think she gave up. I think it was all 10 earned, I believe. So.
And 4 errors combined through 2 games, which
and
is
softball's
not good.
tough to be error-free, and I mean, but Clarion, I think 14th or 15th in the PSAC in errors. So.
Which there's only 15 teams in the PSAC.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at.
So,
yeah, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, not very good when it comes to errors. I know Amanda Goff, as well as she has played at the plate, she has been pretty much one of the main contributors when it comes to that error category.
But she is at shortstop, and you get a lot of chances, and that's tough. That's tough.
That's the toughest position to play.
Yeah.
Especially because, when you're trying to throw that ball to first base, it's not like a baseball you just grip with one hand and you just throw it.
Right.
So it's softball, a little bit different to throw and a little bit harder to throw. Moving on now, staying with softball, something positive. Alex, Amanda Goff's season so far for the softball team, throw to grade.
It's been fantastic. I'm not going to use the
Man, are you an optimist? I'm selling. There's not even a chance of me buying this. They're 12-13. You're not even 500. How can I expect you to do well in the playoffs? You're not even 500. You couldn't beat them in the regular season. What makes it different now? You're not playing well now. No way.
I'm just
selling.
saying,
Good evening, Clarion. I'm Ian Hunter with your Monday Night Sports Report. Golden Eagle wrestler James Fleming continues to cement his legacy as one of the best wrestlers in Clarion history. Fleming won his 118th match during Clarion's 23-9 rout of Cleveland State, the 12th most in school history. Fleming is only 2 wins behind number 11 on that list, Frank Edgar. Yes, the same Frank Edgar, who is a champion in mixed martial arts. Fleming is currently ranked 4th in the country at 157 pounds and has a 26-2 record this season and can tie Edgar this weekend as the Golden Eagles take on Bucknell and Lehigh. The women's basketball team now has to fight for their playoff lives after a 67-60 loss to IUP on Saturday. The loss came despite another strong effort from Hannah Heater, who finished the game with 15 points and 20 rebounds. Clarion as a team, though, struggled to defend the shooters of IUP. Lindsey Stamp, Marietta Maith, and Zane Brooks all tallied double-digit point totals for the Crimson Hawks. Holding on to the basketball was also an issue as the Clarion Golden Eagles turned the ball over 20 times, resulting into 30 points for IUP. They return to action Wednesday at home against Mercyhurst. Game time is set for 5:30. A season of struggles continue for the men's basketball team as they suffered their 9th loss in 10 games against number 7 IUP Saturday by the score of 65-54. Mike Kromka led the Golden Eagles with 19 points and 8 rebounds, but the Crimson Hawks otherwise outmuscled Clarion. The Golden Eagles were down 16 at the half due mostly to the hot shooting of IUP. The Crimson Hawks finished the game with a 50% field goal percentage. In the second half, Clarion attempted a late comeback led by Kromka, but the 9-0 run was not enough. Clarion now looks to upset Mercyhurst Wednesday at 7:30. The Golden Eagles have only won 3 games in the conference this season. Late in the game, the Fighting Scots used a 13-5 run to close out the game. The final score was 69-60. The contest did nothing to change the current PSAC standings as the Golden Eagles had already clinched the 5th seed in next weekend's conference playoffs. To close out the regular season, Clarion will face off against California University Wednesday before traveling to face the Vulcans again in their first round of the playoffs Saturday. The men's basketball team also traveled to Edinburgh trying to attempt to snap a 2-game losing skid that included a loss to PSAC bottom dweller Lock Haven. In a game that quickly took on the look of a classic heavyweight fight, the Golden Eagles played up to their rivals from Erie. The Golden Eagles had 4 players in double digits, with Corey Belovich, Marcus Jones, Mike Kromka, and Anthony Baker leading the way. However, the Golden Eagles simply could not match up with the superior talent of the Fighting Scots. 6'9", 269-pound center Brian Terrio, who missed the first matchup of the season with a serious knee injury, proved to be unstoppable with 19 points and 11 rebounds. Point guard Jay Fletcher could not miss a shot in the second half and finished the game with 17 points. The final score of the game was 81-63 in favor of Edinburgh. Clarion finishes their season Wednesday against California. The Clarion wrestling team took the mat for their final. It was an absolutely amazing Masters tournament in Augusta last weekend that had an ending unlike any other. We started at 18 with Adam Scott, 25 feet away, sinks the birdie. He thinks this is going to give him the win. Well, Angel Cabrera says, you know what? We will continue to play in the rain. Hits one of the shots of the tournament, puts that ball only a few feet from the hole. He would birdie this hole to send the Masters into overtime. You see Adam Scott here from the clubhouse. Can't believe what he's seeing. Now Angel Cabrera for the win in overtime. and he finishes just that close, only an inch away from the hole. Adam Scott trying to become the first Australian to win the Masters, and he does. With a great putt down the stretch in overtime, he will become the first Australian to win the green jacket. Angel Cabrera impressed, gives Scott the win. In other news, Tiger Woods finished 4th in this tournament after a 2-stroke penalty on Saturday. And Adam Scott gets a hug here from his dad, congratulating him on a great tournament played. Adam Scott had a comeback, and he did in fantastic fashion. Adam Scott, winner of the 2013 Masters Tournament. That's all we have here in sports. Let's send it back to the news desk.